So hello everyone, my name's James and I've got a podcast I'm starting, like everyone else. And this one's called The Pursuit of Enlightenment. And it's really just a way for me to share my thoughts, and I'm hoping to get people here to talk to me about them, on the pursuit of enlightenment. So I've been thinking a lot about that for the last year or so, and probably my whole life, to be honest. But it's just becoming something that's a little bit more urgent, I guess, and maybe because I'm getting a bit older, I'm 51 now, so I've had a bit of time to think about what's the point of life and the meanings of it. And unfortunately, I still don't have an answer, but I do have these moments in my life where I'm completely present. I've been trying to explain this to people, but a nice easy way is you can sometimes, I've noticed in my own life, I go for a whole day and I can't really remember being present for any of it. I'm just thinking about what's happening or what happened or what I'm going to do next week, or maybe think about money or think about relationships or what I want to, things that I want, things that I don't want in my life. And then my brain's off wandering around the universe, and my body's just going through zombie mode, just kind of like when you're driving in a car and you just realize, 10 minutes have gone by and you can't even remember how you got where you were. And I don't want to do that in life. I just feel like the moments where you fully experience what is going on right now are the golden moments that I want to experience more of. And so when I thought of, I'm going to write this down, I got this little shiver down my spine. I don't know if you've ever had that, where you kind of feel like something about that is really important. And maybe it's just for me, for James, but you might be able to get something out of it too. And so it led me to write this book, The Pursuit of Enlightenment. So I want to I'm going to start reading a bit to you. You can get that on Amazon, and I'll put the links in the comments, of course. But it's a topic that it's probably the most meaningful topic I can think of for me right now, is how do I become the kind of person who is present and seeing what's around me, feeling what's going on in me, being with the people that I'm with as fully as possible, so that maybe at the end I look back and go, I have a lot of memories, beautiful memories of the things I saw and the people that I loved, people that I interacted with, and I was really there as much as I possibly could be. And I think that's really important. And especially, we always say that, especially in our day and age, but I think it's always been important. And I'm not saying anything new here either. It's just my version of it, what I'm thinking about, and really it's just going to help me do that more. So that's what I want to share with you guys on this podcast, The Pursuit of Enlightenment. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy it. So to start off with, I just want to share the first chapter of my book, The Pursuit of Enlightenment, which you can get for yourself. Have a free read of the first chapter. I'm going to read it to you anyway, so you won't need to. But if you like it, go on and have a look. And, I'm probably going to share the rest of the book too, so I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot there, but marketing was never my strength. So I hope you enjoy this. So this is chapter 1, and it's called The Longing. I'll show you the picture, it's kind of cool. All right, so here's the picture of the first chapter. I like that. All right, so first chapter. So I'll try and read it as best I can for you. So there's a longing in me, a longing for something that cannot be fully named. I've searched for it across decades and across faiths, across countries and callings. It's the longing that draws me forward like a golden thread. It stops me mid-step when I see the light falling through the trees just so. It's the ache in the chest when a piece of music feels like a whisper from something beyond. And it's the presence of my children. Enlightenment, nirvana, the kingdom of heaven, Christ in me, these are words that call me. They harmonize like the piper's song, drawing out the intangible longing within my soul. But you don't need me to tell you about it. All I can do is remind you. There is nothing to be said that hasn't been echoed by 1,000 souls. Nonetheless, once again, I will sing the song of longing. I've had flickers of it, moments that pierce through the veil of everyday life, in silence and stillness, in a sudden rush of beauty that has no name, Sometimes it arrives like birdsong breaking into consciousness, a fragile a thread of sound that reminds me I've forgotten something important. Other times it's a glowing presence in my soul. It's like an image of a city on a hill, radiant and eternal. As a child, I remember becoming aware of the present moment. Then it filled me with mild terror. Like a trapped animal feeling the cage edges, I struggled with my confinement. I am here and I can be nowhere else. At first it seems the soul is surprised by the confinement of the body. Maybe that's why we retreat into our thoughts. The world of imagination is boundless, especially as a child. Like waking dreams, our imagination bleeds into sleep and back into waking, running from the present. I remember sitting in church as a 10-year-old, pushing time. Every moment filled with drudgery and meaningless words from the pulpit flowing over me like the hum of a fan. My mind exploring memories, the potential future, and a constant narration on the present. Anywhere but here, anywhere but now. Reflecting, it seems strange to me that I found the present moment so unpleasant. Now that I have experienced the bliss pervading each moment, I wonder at myself, why do I even now spend so little time here? One of the first memories I have of becoming aware of the sacredness of the present moment was while I was studying zoology at university. I was sitting in the quiet library, immersed in a textbook about marine invertebrates. It was precise, logical descriptions of the natural world. I had paused for a quick break and glanced out the window. And I remember seeing the wind moving through the trees, and something in me shifted. I became completely entranced by the tree's beauty. The leaves were dancing, the lights reflecting were playing over their surfaces, and the sense of presence, of a hidden glory was overwhelming. At that moment, a profound peace washed over me, a joy that went beyond all understanding. It was as if I had stepped through a doorway into another realm, more real than reality. I was there for a long time, mesmerized by this gorgeous creature as it swayed and danced in the autumn light. Later, I believed it inspired this poem. The tree was holy. I sat in its presence, roots, stems, leaves. I sat in silence, and it broke the veil. In its company, I was quietened, my mind at rest like its quiet boughs. It shared a secret so ancient before words, and I wept for joy, because all was right and as it should be in that moment. The glades were a mentor, the fields my temple, and so I slept beneath its shelter and dreamt of eternity, 1,000 worlds filled with sentinels of stillness, speaking without words. And I also turned that, this little aside, turned that into a song. And I'll share that with you in this video, in the link there, so you can have a look at that on Spotify if you want to look at, for Sad Newman, you'll see it there. It's called The Tree Was Holy. So you might enjoy that. I think it came out really well. So I'll carry on. Lost my page there. So, this is what I'm longing for. Not just fleeting glimpses, but to live in that place. To stop running, to stop seeking. To simply be in the kingdom of heaven. It's not elsewhere, but it's right here. It's not in the time, but it's in presence. And so this journey begins. Not as a reaching out, but as a falling in. Not as a quest for more, but a stripping back. I do not know where it leads, but I know where it begins with this longing. With the ache that refuses to let me forget that there's more. And that the more I seek may already be here, in this breath, in this stillness, in this now. That moment watching the wind move through the leaves reminds me of a verse I once heard. It's from Jesus. Honestly, I don't know what I believe about him. Son of God, a mystic, a teacher, or just a myth layered with centuries of meaning and misunderstanding. I don't pretend to know or understand. But the words, those words resonate. Whoever wrote them and whoever spoke them first, they sound like someone who was searching too. Or maybe someone who had already pierced the veil and was trying, in the language of their time, to point the way. There's a verse that I was talking about. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Those words don't feel like a guarantee to me. Not a vending machine theology. They feel more like a promise of a relationship, of engagement, of a process that requires vulnerability, desire, longing. They don't promise what will be given or what will be found or what door will open. Just that something will happen when we dare to ask, when we dare to seek, when we knock, not knowing what lies behind that door. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's the beginning. So I'll just leave that there. That's just a little snippet out of the beginning of the book. And I'm going to get into more of my talking a little bit about what I've learned, how to be in that moment. Like the past, thinking about the past, ruminating on the past seems to pull me out of it. Thinking about the future, worrying about this and that, this relationship, finances, what am I going to do when I retire, how am I going to go to visit around the world, all that stuff. What's going on in your mind right now, judging it as good or bad. There's a lot of parts that I'll share in the book, but there's a couple of them. So just reflecting on that, I can see that it really just starts off with a longing for something more. And I suppose everyone's got that. Maybe that's just human nature. Maybe that's what keeps us motivated, wanting something more. But this kind of longing feels a little bit more powerful in me, a little bit more deeply meaningful. And I'm hoping that as we go on this journey together, if you want to come with me, we can talk about it. Talk about what will help me and you be here right now with each other. I think being there right now with another person is probably one of the most magical experiences you can have. And I want to do that more. So how about you? So if you like this, look out for more. I'm going to be posting these as little reels and putting them on my podcast on Substack. So I'll give you all those links if you want to keep going. I'd love to comment. And if you want to have a chat to me, let's try and figure out a way we can have a conversation about this. So until next time, peace out, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.